I didn't come down here thinking I was going to make any videos, but this one's just too cool because you can just see this transition happen. And you got this loess, which is from the Ice Age, and this stuff's pretty hard actually, but it isn't rock. It's just, but below it, so where this meets it, so this is the leftover of the glacier, loess, Loess, and then below it, what is getting crushed up is this stuff here. And I've already looked at what this is, and this is a granitic based rock. There's lots of that around, but in and amongst all this granitic rock, there's also rocks basically made of the same thing. So granite is mostly made up of quartz and feldspar, and then there's some other things. So sometimes mica or some sort of like black material. Anyway, this one here, I can't really tell what the black material is, but you can tell there's lots of this white stuff here, and that's, let's see if I can, so this stuff mostly looks like plagia, or this stuff looks mostly like feldspar. I don't know what kind of feldspar it is. But then, you know, like in here, you can find lots of quartz. Here's another one here. Here's some more. And it's like I say, it's granitic, but like this isn't a granite. Granites are more, they're finely, they've got like a fine. So this stuff here, I guess with the larger crystals, that means that it was created lower down in the crust, or it took longer to cool. Yeah, that's generally what that means, is it took longer to cool. So magma that erupts at the surface is going to be finer crystals because they're cooling quicker. Here's one that has some fairly large bits of this black stuff, and it's shiny. I don't know if that's a mica or hornblende. I did find a hornblende the other day. Those are really cool because they're like long needle-like rocks. Anyway, on the beach around here, I mean, yes, there's granite that's like at the contact, but obviously there's some larger crystals. This beach. Let's try again. The beach that I was at a few days ago. Is this following me? There we go. The beach I was at a few days ago. So you can see the lighthouse here. That away. Anyway, the sand that was at that beach it's like the sand that I'm here, right here. It's very soft. So it's very fine. But on this beach, yes, there is some of this fine stuff, but there's also all kinds of in between. So like I was showing you some of those rocks back here that have like the really big crystals. So I'm gonna head out. The tide is out. I'm just out doing one of the things that I like doing the most. Sorry, I'm always finding things. Got this one here. Okay, so there's starts to be a bit of a transition here. So right up here, that's where the really fine grained stuff is. This stuff, which is really soft. And then, not even a few feet from here, further down, you've got sand with much bigger grains. So this stuff hasn't been weathered as much as the other stuff. And if you notice in this sand that there's a lot of white. And I gotta find out where the heck I'm going here. I'm just gonna head out. Oh, I see my green bucket. I'm heading towards the green bucket. Anyway, you can see a lot of this white stuff. And a lot of that's granite. Not granite, sorry. A lot of the big white chunks there is quartz. And quartz is really durable. It doesn't. So, as I was saying, as this stuff is getting broken down, so chemically weathered, there's physical weathering. As this stuff is getting broken down, some stuff is more durable than others. So in a granitic type rock, the quartz is really durable. And like that white beach is made mostly of quartz. And that's why it's so white. So the other materials that are in a granite, like a biotite or hornblende, mica, any of the other types of rocks that are, or sorry, I keep mixing those things up. So a rock is made up of minerals, and the minerals that make up the most of quartz. I know I'm repeating myself here, and I may edit this later, but I'm just kind of spitballing here. But, okay, so recap here. So I'm doing one of the things I used to love as a kid. I'm here with my nephew. I'm not gonna put him on camera, Jill. But one of the things I used to love doing when I was a kid was redirecting rivers. So I will flip this around and show you what I'm doing. So when I got here, you can see this little bit of a creek going. And we just started, so there's the creek, it splits off in the different directions. So we're blocking the creek in some of the directions. And then we're just following it on. So yeah, we're just blocking off parts of the creek and having it join up with other parts of the creek. See? There we got a little confluence. And we just keep on doing that. Another little bend we made. And then we just keep going. And, yeah, so it's good times. But as we were doing this, a little bucket for little things that we want to keep along the way. But you know, the creek's getting pretty good here. I'm coming. Okay, I'll be right there. Anyway, I want to get to this other spot here. Oh yeah, so I did this in another one. So as I was digging stuff up on this part, oops, I didn't get this up. So as I was digging up along here, there's this material here, and I found this little chunk of clay. I mean, this I took a bunch of little pieces. Actually, here, I'll show you. So when I'm digging it up, so as I'm digging up the river, I'm pulling up this stuff here, which is, at the bottom. So I'm digging that stuff up, and I played with it over there. That's clay, and then I'm finding more of this stuff, which is the quartz that isn't breaking down, and it's a big size at this point, so it hasn't really experienced enough weathering. But it's just really cool to see. Okay, you got the host rock, which is up that way. That's where all the sand is. So you got the host rock that's up there, and it's getting broken down, eroded, weathered. And you get a little bit of clay. You get a little bit of these white quartz sands. There's more over here. I'm just going to follow this creek down because I left another thing over here. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, my shovel. There's my shovel over there. This creek is taking on a life of its own. This is awesome. Having a blast. You know what? This is a good place in Italy to stuff. Well, the last little spots I was doing. Getting a little shovel here. As you're digging this stuff up, underneath it, there's sand on the top here. You get this nice light sand, but underneath you get this stuff. I'm just going to let the creek wash that away. And what is being washed away is all this little stuff here. And then you're left with all this white quartz. So I imagine all the lighter stuff is getting washed out to the ocean, which is pretty low tide right now. See if I can zoom in on where the water is. Whew. So you got that's the ocean. And then the action of the waves is breaking up those crystals and making that beautiful white sand. Okay. Well, I'm out of breath. Having walked all the way from where the host rock is, all the way to this quartz that's getting broken up, and then the clay. And I don't know. I'm just gonna get back to making a creek here because making a creek is so much fun. So I will see you in the next video. Au revoir from France.